Now, just to let you know, no, you're not schizophrenic. I've decided in this video that every once in a while I'm going to put a photo of Germ Rupp with the movie thud sound effect behind it. So, don't worry, you don't have to adjust your medication. It's just me, plain silly buggers, alright? Don't worry about it. But if you do have a heart condition, be prepared, because Germ is going to show up every once in a while. You won't know when, you won't know where, you won't know why. But let me go back. You will know where, because it'll be on this video on the screen, but you won't know when and you won't know why, and those are the reasons that you should be careful. Now, I'm going to be talking again about incels today, but I want to kind of, dive into the mind of the incel, dive into the vocabulary of the incel. Many a times I see a post by them, whatever they're talking about, usually how women hate them or they hate women or whatever, who cares, society's unfair, cry baby cry. But I don't understand the lexicon that they use. I don't understand what they're saying half the time. They're using words that sound like they're from Star Trek. Okay, sub 5, whatever that means. Is that like a DEFCON thing? I thought I'd educate myself on the words that they use. It is willingly, alright, don't have a gun to my head off screen. But I thought I'd go through the dictionary definition of the terms that they use abhorrently and constantly. And then, do the usual shtick of going through the absolute abscess, which is the incel subreddit. Because where would the fun be without making each other sad? What's the point? FA, short for forever alone. Unfuckability. Omegas, betas, beta, the undersexed, the sexless. I can't believe they use these terms on themselves. If you're going to think of yourself as that, then what's the point? It starts up here. The mindset starts up here in the, funnily enough, the mind. Members of the incel community regularly use jargon and a distinct dialect that often use dehumanizing and vulgar terms for women, such as femoids. See, that's where I go, femoid, that is it's like a Star Trek thing. Something that Spock would say, when he's horny, he's like, where the femoids at? Sometimes shortened further to foids. And roasties, a reference to labia minora, which incels falsely believe changes shape and begins to resemble sliced roast beef after a woman becomes sexually active. For a group of people that haven't touched a woman, they seem to think they're very all-knowing. They refer to attractive, sexually active women as Stacys, and less attractive, sexually active women as Beckys. This is why people call you losers, alright? You've made up your own little language. You got anything better to do? Do you have a job or a hobby? Stupid question, obviously not. But come on, do we really need all these different words? Oh, that woman who's sexually active and I find attractive, that is a Stacy. What does that even mean? Attractive sexually active men are referred to as Chads, and race-based variations on the term include Tyrone for black men and Chang for Asian men. Listen, I don't want to insult your lexicon, but isn't that a little on the nose? People who are average looking but not incels and normies. The funny thing is they call these people normies, but at the same time they would love to be in a normie's position. It's supposed to be an offensive thing. It's freaking normies having sex. Isn't that what you want? I don't understand. Mogging refers to an act of eclipsing another person in terms of physical appearance and thereby undermining them. Fucking mogging. Looksmaxing is an attempt at enhancing one's appearance by methods including getting a haircut and dressing nicely. That's what looksmaxing is? I thought it was similar to mewing or something. I'm confused. Looksmaxing just sounds like normal everyday people things that people do to look better. They get a haircut and they put on a nice shirt. Taking steroids and working out, undergoing plastic surgery, or engaging in alternative techniques such as mewing in hopes of improving facial aesthetics. The abbreviation NEAT refers to people who do not have jobs and are not attending school, not in education, employment, or training. Is that not every incel that's ever existed? I'm confused. Surely you'd have nothing else going on if you're on these forums all day. You're like, I hate women, they make me sick, I'm doing nothing else to improve myself, I'm not the problem, it's them. Surely to have that much hatred in your heart and have that much time in your hands to type essays about how women are the bane of existence, surely you'd have to not have a job, education, or training. Wouldn't they all be neat? Not in the good way, in the NEET way? Members of incel communities use many variations of the term incel to refer to subgroups within communities such as volcels, voluntary celibate, someone who chooses to forego sexual intercourse. So would the Pope be a volcel? Is that how that works? He doesn't give his seed to a woman, he gives his seed to the Lord. Not sexually, just in terms of love and affection. Don't look at me like that, I didn't mean it like that. Fake cells, those who claim to be incel but in reality have recently had sex or been in a relationship. I kind of get that, because it's like, get out of here, alright? You've felt the touch of a woman, okay? You don't know the plight of the weird shut-in, okay? You don't get it. You've looked a woman in the eyes once before. How dare you even come into this? I suppose fake cells like a slur towards like guys who have had sex but they still hate women. True cells, true incels. Men who have never had any sexual or romantic encounters. So if we're going in order of like least to most based in this community, right? Would it be a true cell, and then an incel, then a vol cell, then a fake cell? Or would vol cell be at the top? Like, for example, say you've never had sex, you're not wanting to have sex or any romantic encounters, you also hate women, you're just really doing it for the love of the game at this point. You could go out there and probably, get a bird, as they say, but you're going like, nah, I'm good. You're just hating for the love of the game. Would you be at the top? Is that how that works? There are a number of race-based variations of the term incel. Oh no, I know, I've heard. Which refer to people who believe their race is the reason behind their inability to find a partner, including curry cells. So on the nose. People with South Asian ancestry. No, I got it. I got it. And rice cells. I feel like a lot of this language used isn't that popular, but then again, it's like every second person on Twitter, so maybe it is. Although it is owned by Elon Musk, and yes, he may have had sex a few times because he had a few babies, but he's an incel, let's be real, come on. Sorry, my bad, he's a fake cell. Ethnic cells, ugh, don't like that one. Now, I've gone through the lexicography of the incels. I still don't know what a sub 5 and a sub, if there is a sub 1, males or anything like that. It didn't come up with that, but it came up with the general gist. So now, forever going forward, I know what they're talking about. What's a vol cell? Voluntary celibate. Fake cell? They've had sex, but they identify with the plight of the incel, I suppose. True cell. Someone who's never even looked at a woman, basically. Anyway, now we're going to look at some posts from these so-called fake cells, true cells, vol cells, and incels, and see what they're saying. See what's going on. Are they okay? The answer's no, but we'll see anyway. Would you rather be a virgin incel or always sexually attacked by women? You can choose to be forever a virgin incel, or you can have sexual experiences with women, but they all are due to sexual harassment and sexual assault. Or, a secret third option, you have sex with a woman consensually. I know, that's crazy. Alright, I didn't want to bring it up. I know that's a crazy thought, a crazy concept in the mind of the cellular device, but I thought I'd just put it out there, okay? You don't have to take it, but I just thought I'd put it out there, alright? Would you kill rape if you wouldn't be punished? Out of 28 votes, it's 50-50, which is scary, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, that's better than I thought it would be. Still awful, but I thought it would be like, like 85-15, so I'll give you some credit. This is an anonymous poll. We're friends here. Let's see how many are high T and how many are cucks. Yeah, what a cuck. Oh, you wouldn't want to rape and murder someone even if there wasn't any consequences? Alright, loser. Someone has low T. I want to rape foids and kill chads. If I was born in hunter-gatherer era, my life would have been purpose. But in this cuck modern era, I can't do anything besides waiting to die. And it can't come soon enough, clearly. If you could do something to speed it up, well, that'd be fantastic. I mean, you're basically a terrorist at this point if you're just like, I want to rape women, I want to kill dudes that I think are more attractive than me, which is really weird. Oh, that guy's so hot, I'm gonna kill him. That guy turns me on so much, I'm gonna fucking kill him. Alright, buddy. Okay. Slice the surface of her throat. Not enough to kill her, but enough to send excruciating pain every time she breathes. And then I'll stab her in the face with a 2-inch knife so she wouldn't bleed out too quickly. Stab her face until it's just a red mangled mess. Her family won't be able to have the privilege of an open casket funeral. My question is, when do we find these guys' IPs and send them along to the police? When does that happen? Like, I know they probably use bogus IPs, but there's got to be some way to find these cunts. Oh, why don't women want me? Maybe because you say that stuff, Young Foid view incel websites rope max after. What a horrible sentence. And not just because of the content of it, but also, can we just talk like normal people? I know you're not normal people, but let's do it. Let's just try and use human people words, okay? You wonder why no one in society likes you. It's because, 1, you speak like a bunch of fucking Star Trek characters. That doesn't help. 2, you're just grotesque human beings who don't have souls. That's also a reason. Alright, well, I've had enough of my bi-monthly dose of incel Reddit. I don't want to use the word fun because never is. Or eye-opening. I mean, I guess it was eye-opening to finally know what all these different freaky words are. Still don't know what sub means. Sub 5, sub 4, sub 3, subprime mortgage. Are they all the same thing? I don't know. Anyway, like and subscribe, and remember, life's not fair. Okay? Life's not fair. Sometimes people don't like you. Get over it. Stop crying about it. Goodbye.
Drongo. I love Shifty Drongo.